This video is on using square and square roots and cube roots in real life. Make sure you have your notebook and the guided notes. Now in this video I'm going to show you how we use squares and square roots and cube roots in everyday life. So for number 1, a square has an area of 49 inches squared. Find the lengths of the sides of the square to the nearest tenth. To help you solve the problem, follow the steps below. So thinking about a square, the definition of a square tells us that all sides are equal. So every side of a square is the same. Now for B, how do we find the area of a square? So to find the area of a square, we do side times side. And for squares, we call it just side because since they're equal, it's not necessary to say length times width. It's much easier to just say side times side because they're always going to be the same. Alright, so for part C, if we know that the length and width of a square are equal, then how can we use what we know about squaring a number to find the area of a square? So if you notice, when we do side times side, S times S, that's exactly the same as saying the area is equal to side squared. So we could just think of it as side squared, not side times side. So now for part D, if we know the area but not the sides, how can we use the square root of a number to find the side lengths? So thinking about our example, we had a square, 49 inches squared is the area. So we're trying to find the side lengths. So that tells us if the area equals side squared, and our area is 49 inches squared, we're trying to find a number times itself that will give us 49. So we're looking for a number side squared, we're looking for a number times itself to give us the area, 49. So if you can think of your square roots and your number squared, what number times itself will give us 49? Right? And we know that number is 7. So you can say the side is 7 inches. Now for number 2, a cube has a volume of 129 centimeters cubed. Find the lengths of the sides of the cube to the nearest tenth. To help, follow the steps below. So for part A, what is true about the sides of a cube? We know when talking about a cube that all the sides are equal. So the width, the length, and the height are all equal, and they're always going to be equal for a cube. So for part B, how do we find the volume of a cube? So we can say that volume equals side times side times side. And you probably know where this is going. But when talking about a cube, so here we have the width, the length, and the height. So we find that by doing side times side times side. So part C, if we know that the length, width, and height of a cube are equal, then how can we use what we know about cubing a number to find the volume of a cube? So you probably noticed this, but we can easily say that volume equals side cubed instead of saying side times side times side. Alright, now for part D, if we know the volume but not the sides, how can we use the cube root of a number to find the side lengths? So this is really similar to the last problem we did. So instead of using this example up here, I'm going to make it a little easier. So if we know the volume, so let's say the volume is, and you should write this, the volume is 125 centimeters cubed. And we don't know the sides. So we don't know what these sides are, but the total volume equals 125. Alright, so same as before, we know volume is equal to side times side times side, or side cubed. So we're trying to think of a number times itself 3 times that will give us 125. And we can also think of this as taking the cubed root of 125. So either way you want to think about it. So we know we need a side length 3 times. So we have to take the cubed root of 125, or find a number, times itself by 3 times. That will give us 125. So if you think about that, we get 5 as our answer. So the way we work this out is 125 centimeters cubed equals side cubed. So we're trying to find S. So our answer would be side equals 5 centimeters. So for your video questions, I want you to answer these 2 questions in the Google form. So for number 1, reading it doesn't really make sense, but it should say, what is the side length of a cube-shaped box with a volume of 8 inches cubed? So you're trying to find the side length for a cube with a volume of 8 inches cubed. And for number 2, for your response, what is the length of each side of the square below that has an area of 81 centimeters squared? So answer these questions in the Google form, and I'll see you tomorrow.